New tonight, sugar daddies targeting teens, befriending them with promises of money and online friendship. For the perpetrators, it's business only.
They first gain the trust of victims before convincing them to send nude photos or videos of themselves.
Those who do can end up blackmailed, and the price can be deadly.
He didn't message you though, did he?
No.
He just
Look
sent
at him.
you.
Scrolling through social media, a routine ritual for most 14-year-olds.
I like just seeing what people post and like about their lives and just like what they're doing
So he claims to be a model.
and like how you can just post like fun videos and dances.
The pictures these girls post, especially the girls, you know, sometimes it looks a little provocative or too sexy maybe for their age. But the unfortunate part is all of the girls are doing this.
Their age is what makes a young teenager like Kimberly Gray's daughter Asia a prime target for a social media sugar daddy.
Where do they come from and how are you contacting my child?
Oh, I think this is a sugar mama.
Asia has more than 100 messages from both men and women, all asking the same thing, for her to be their sugar baby, promising large sums of money for very little in return.
They'll say that they just want like a conversation and they don't want anything like inappropriate from you, or they like are not going to do anything to harm you. Some offer like $1,000 a week or twice a week. Some offer like 500.
For children who maybe are in a circumstance where they don't have financial means, that's a real good trick.
This
That's
is
a
your
sugar-
blocked list.
Yeah, that's a sugar daddy. That's a sugar mama.
And I'll look at it and I'm like, oh my gosh, block that person right away. That's a creeper, that's disgusting.
And because it happens so much, this mother-daughter team has developed their own system to handle it.
Are you gonna block that person?
He is black.
They come and tell me every time, and then I like to see, because first of all, I want to make sure it's nobody that I know. And then second, I just want to see their face, so I have it in my brain, and then I tell them, block that person and delete any message they sent you.
How many calls that I've gotten from people that I know personally whose kids got involved, and they are panicked because they are being extorted.
Genesee County Sheriff Chris Swanson says just last week, the FBI's Detroit office warned of an increase in sextortion schemes targeting young boys. It begins when an adult contacts a minor, usually between 13 and 17 years old, through social media. They'll use techniques and manipulation over time to earn their trust, eventually convincing the teen to send nude photos or videos. Once they do, the predator will then attempt to extort them for money, threatening to share the images with the teen's family or post them online if they don't pay up.
By the time it happens, it's happening at a rapid pace because these predators, they will put you under so much pressure.
So rapid that in the span of 6 hours from sending his first photo, the pressure mounted for 17-year-old Jordan DeMay. The Upper Peninsula teen took his own life last month. Marquette County investigators believe the popular high school senior sent nude pictures of himself over Instagram in return for pictures sent to him. He thought he was talking with a teenage girl, but it was a trap. The person on the other end demanded DeMay send $1,000 or the pictures would go to family and friends. When DeMay could only come up with $300, he took his own life. Hours after his death, the local sheriff says a friend of Jordan's received one of the compromising photos. That friend contacted Jordan's parents, who then told investigators.
It's all about money and exploiting and sextorting. They don't care about the sender. They don't care about the one who's being photographed. They don't live 15 miles from you. They live in other countries. They don't even speak your language, but this is their craft. They master this craft. This is their business. To your training as to what you found.
And Swanson and his team have made it their business to arm themselves with the latest technology and software to remove as much information as they possibly can from a victim's phone.
This X right here indicates something that was deleted.
Captain Carrie Ann Nelson is extensively trained in mobile forensics examination.
Everything in the red is stuff that's been recovered that was deleted. We also have a timeline and location information on different photos that were taken on here.
Captain Nelson says extracting information is a race against the clock. Criminals will try and remotely wipe a victim's phone. She's even had to use this armored box to block signals.
It's equipped with a light so that we can see what we're doing.
Transmitting to and from a phone,
We would close it
while she does her detective work.
and then just do the extraction this way. I have a daughter who's 14, so to see kids that are 3, 4, 5 years old, you know, especially little girls like my daughter, that's hard to deal with.
Don't be naive to think, well, I don't know computers and I don't know apps and I don't understand it. You have to understand it. Like, you don't have an option.
The status
So
of
let's
the
go
phone
back
was
to
unlocked.
that. Let's go back.
And with all the tools in law enforcement's arsenal, they believe the best defense isn't an armored box or the latest software. It's a parent starting a dialogue with their child.
I'm gonna read it.
The more you are up to speed, the more you're like, hey, I'm gonna sit down and talk to my son, my daughter. You tell me what's on here. You have to build the rapport.
How many do you think you have on here?
Probably like 100.
I know my children are not perfect, and I don't expect them to be perfect either.
Knows I'm being honest and she can trust me, and like I can come to her if I need help or if I feel uncomfortable in like certain situations.
I hope that parents can make their children feel comfortable enough to come to them so they don't fall victim to this ever. I think that's super important.
Also important to note, many of these criminals use cryptocurrency because it won't show up in a bank account or on a credit card, and it's easier to hide. Now, the FBI has 5 tips to protect you and your children from sextortion. You'll find them in this story on our website, WNEM.com.